As you get older, you're much more defined on what you want. You don't have to explain yourself anymore. And I think you have a voice. When you're young, you don't have a voice. You're all over the place. Which is okay. It's called youth, you know. And it's important to go to that stage. I don't fit a profile. I don't want to fit a profile as well. But I like to enjoy myself, and I like to live for now because every day is a gift. I was born in Haiti. I grew up in New York. So I came to New York at the age of 6. I was always interested in fashion. I went one day to Boy Girl, which was an agency, and I walked in and I told them I wanted to be a model. And they picked me up directly. Went to Miami Beach, lived in Miami Beach for a while. It was ridiculous. I mean, I had like no money, and I had a flat, and I didn't know what to do with the apartment because I didn't want to buy furniture. I didn't want to tie myself to anything. So we painted the whole apartment Jean Cocteau, and we only played jazz, and we were eating only oatmeal. I loved it for the freedom. It was a place that it was not a lot of people were lost. It was people were looking for something different. And then I met my husband and moved to Germany, and then I became pregnant with my first son. Then I became a mother, like overnight. So everything was put on the side. In the course of 14 years, I made a break from fashion and to my passion to take care of the children. So now then the last 2 or 3 years that I've gone back to fashion. I do film for Garage Magazine. I tend to write a little bit about the shows, and then I would compare it to more fashion to art. I tend to support a brand like Rodata and Comme des Garçons because they tend to experiment and express what they need to express and during the collection. For example, the white outfit, which was a Comme des Garçons piece, I couldn't hardly move in it. It was almost like a performance. And my girlfriend had to, you know, she worked with me the whole day and she had to feed me, like take my money out of my bag. So when I wore the piece and I stepped out of the hotel, and of course there was many comments. Some people say, oh my God, what are you wearing? Oh my God, I love it. And I think sort of this conversation between the outsider, not really understanding what you're wearing, why you're wearing, thinking you're going to a costume, you know, or carnival party. This reaction is important, you know, but then they are involved with the piece. My oldest son, who's 14, who's completely fashion conscious now, he's like, sometimes we have discussion, he's like, well, I'm not the one in Paris looking like a big strawberry, you know. My mother, she was always very fashionable for the amount of money that she had and where she came from. She always had this expression, first impression is a lasting impression, and that you should always be dressed apart. You should make a difference if you're going to the park, or if you're going to the church, or if you're going to a dinner party. You should have the courtesy to be respectful to the person who gives you the invitation. These Rodata chops is one of my favorite. So this collection I absolutely love for Rodata. This is one of my key pieces. I always love this bra. It's always with me. Whenever I'm traveling for a party or for a dinner, whatever, I just always carry it. I either put over a blouse, a t-shirt, even just a blazer. This is of course Balenciaga. I like the fact the mixture of the very soft fabric, this very harsh superhero look, like Wonder Woman. This is the same collection from the Rodata that did the chaps and the sweaters, which is... This is also Rodata. You know, they tend to make dresses, but every dress is very feminine, very beautiful. This is Bernard Wilhelm. This is definitely unflattering, you know, but it's beautiful. You know, I love this playfulness of the little girl with the bow. And the shoes are Yves Saint Laurent. I thought it was like a combination of a mocassin with a Louis XIV type of shoes. I thought, wow, this is a transformation of shoes. They remind me of like African earrings. They're Givenchy. I love them to the point I haven't worn them yet, but doesn't matter, I will wear them at some point. Now I do jewelry as well. I have my own collection. I always show the collection within an art content because I also feel like the jewelry is not just the jewelry, there's always a story behind it, the way of making it. Claude Lévi-Strauss, he's an anthropologist who went to Amazon and he went to Africa. So I created this whole collection, it's called Macaque, based on his memoir, what he wrote. And I imagine what the Africans or the Amazon must have adorned themselves or dressed like before any civilization or any man could step into Africa or into the Amazon. For example, there's a penis ring. It has a lot to do with because they were completely naked, and then it has a lot to do with life and death. And I use all the materials that they use in the Amazon, and I use all the materials like silver, gold, wood. That's what I don't like about the policy of fashion, I think. The brands don't have enough time to let something mature. They want to sell as many as possible. The creativity has gone. This sort of self-expression is not there. It's been watered down. It's like everybody looks the same. It's like, oh my God, if I go to Art Basel, if I see another ceiling bag, I'm going to scream. But it was so funny because I also went to the Yohji Yamamoto retrospective in Berlin. It was phenomenal. It was strange because the Berliner, they don't have so much money, but they all came out. The one had a really extreme big hat, you know, that he must have made, I don't know, in 1980 something. The other one had this extreme big coat, you know, from Yohji. That sort of individuality, I have not seen it anywhere else. I felt it was like New York and the 80s. I think I become even more extreme with the pieces that I buy, because I don't buy anything I don't love. Some people will like it, some people won't like it, you know. But it's for you as the artist to put out what you think is strong, is right for you at that moment. You can't please everybody. If you're for everybody, you're for nobody. You have to have passion. I think that's what keeps you going. And I think without passion, then you really don't exist.